I'll be on the road for the next 3 days. I still want to train, so this is what I'm going to need to bring with me. First, I got my resistance band for my warm-ups and all the other joint mobility range warm-ups I need to do. I got my gym rings. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use this actually whilst I'm on the road because I need to find a proper branch to make sure that it can hold my weight, the setup on it. It could take a lot longer than I need it to be, but I'm still going to need it from where we're going. I've got my lighter weights, which is my 12 kilo kettlebells, and I'm definitely going to bring my heaviest weights that I got, which is the 24 kilo kettlebells. This will give me the best bang for my buck. I can get my workouts done very efficiently with these ones. So, like I said, I'll be on the road for the next 3 days. Follow along and let's see what this next 3 days is going to bring us whilst I get my workout in. All right, ready to go. This is actually the first time I'm going to be without my girls for as long as I'm going to be. This is going to be, like I said, 3 days. I'm going solo. And they're just saying goodbye to me right now.
Bye, Daddy.
Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you in 3 days. Love you. Mwah. So I'm on the road now. It is a chilly 4 degrees Celsius weather and I'm being greeted with rain later that day. So I've got a short window of where I can get my session in. So I decided I'm going to be using my 24 kilo kettlebells for a HIIT workout. Of course, you got to warm up before you do anything or you're just going to leave yourself open to injury, especially in this cold weather. So I'm going to begin with some bent over rows. I'm really working my upper back here, my whole back really, and hamstrings. I'm going to follow that up with some thrusters. Now, I really love this exercise especially when you're short on time because it works your lower body, your upper body, and your core, especially when you're pressing overhead and bracing that core. I go straight into a push-up, into a deadlift. So when you look at this exercise, it is pretty much a weighted burpee because you got the same actions. Each of these exercises I will repeat for 5 repetitions. I do them one after another, and then after I do one set, I will take a 60 to 90 second breath. As you can see here, I'm just talking to Halo and showing him the background. And I will complete it for a total of 5 sets all up. So this is my final set here. As you can see, I'm all warm, starting to lose form a little bit. And that's what tends to happen is once we go further to finish our sets, you'll always find that you tend to compromise form once you get a little bit tired. But this is where we really create strength, is that you want to keep the integrity, your good form from your first set all the way into your last set. So there's no point in working with heavy weights where you can only maintain good form for 1 or 2 sets to only really compromise in your last sets, because this is just going to leave you open to injury and it's not really going to build you any strength. So we always encourage those who work with us to always work with a weight that you know will challenge you, but you can still maintain good form. Once I completed my 5 rounds, I had a fellow camper come up to me and ask why I'm working out on such a relaxing area. So I finished off with some single leg work, starting off with some single leg RDLs, straight into a Cossack squat, into a curtsy squat. So each pattern I'm going to be doing for 3 repetitions on each side. Same thing with a 60 to 90 second break in between to repeat it again 4 times all up until it was time for me to get a feed at the local restaurant nearby. After a 4.5 hour drive, I really needed to move my body, so I decided to do some mobility for a few minutes. So I started off with some spine waves, starting from the top, waving my spine 1 vertebra at a time all the way down. I'll do this for 1 minute. I'll do it the other way too, so going from the top, bottom all the way up to the top for 1 minute. After that, I go into a diagonal stretch. This one really challenges the rotation in your spine, balance and stability in your hips. So I reach as far back as I can with my right hand to my left heel if I could for 10 repetitions as I reach back. On the 10th rep, I will hold for a 10 count. As you can see on my right side, I don't have as much range, nor am I as stable. I'll go into a single leg good morning to lengthen out that lower back and my hamstrings. I'll go for 10 repetitions with a 10 count hold at the bottom of the hinge. I'll do the same thing on each side, and one side is always going to be much more freer and more mobile than the other side. Into an active pigeon. I quite like the stretch, but I felt like I just needed something a little bit stronger. So instead of having my hands in the ground, I took my hands off. So this is going to make it much harder because you need stability and balance with this one. My front leg is going into external rotation, and my back leg is going into hip extension. I aim to bring my hips down as low as I can for 10 repetitions, and on the 10th rep I will hold the bottom position for about a 10 count, and I'll do the same thing to the other side. It's so obvious that one side is always going to be stronger and more mobile than the other side. To really get a strong spine mobility, I go into spine extension for some strong upper body mobility here. I just really feel like I needed it after being hunched over the wheel for about 4.5 hours, and I'm going to repeat that again for another 3.5 hours before this trip ends.
So that is it, fam. My strength practice on the road, just using kettlebells. Didn't have time for the rings, but the kettlebells was all I need. All right, we are here in the sunny coast now. Have just collected Ange and Halo and about to set ourselves up here for the next 5 weeks. If you enjoyed that video, fam, do make sure you give us a like and let us know in the comments section if there's anything you want to see from us here whilst we make some videos here in the Sunshine Coast. As I said, we'll be here for the next 5 weeks. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Until the next one, have a good one, fam. Right here at the airport. Give me a hug, give me a hug. Hey.